I am an idiot with a webcam, a microphone, and I'm not a professional trader, so you shouldn't believe anything I say. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's take a look at 4 trades I took recently with the Grid Trend Multiplier. The Grid Trend Multiplier is a manual trading robot by Expert Forex. In some parts of the world, their website is blocked, which is where I am. So I need to use Surfshark to pretend that I'm in a different location. So I've got it here. I'm going to pretend that I'm in Canada. And now that the connection is up, I'm going to go straight to the Expert Forex website, which I will post a link to in the description below. This is their website, and you notice the Grid Trend Multiplier here is listed under Forex Trading Tools. It is not a set and forget expert advisor, and it costs about $320, but I do find that these guys do have frequent sales, so if you just wait a few months, you might see a sale for the Grid Trend Multiplier. And I've got here ClickUp, which is a fantastic tool I use to track all my trades. Now you see there's only 4 because I am a robot trader, not a manual trader, and these trades are all taken manually, which I don't do that often. You can see I took 1 trade in March and then 3 trades in April. The reason why I like the Grid Trend Multiplier and the reason why I'm not a manual trader is because it is very forgiving in terms of entries and exits. I might offend some people here when I say I don't like manual trading because it is not a perfect art. Support and resistance, everyone draws differently. Fibonacci, I think that's a load of rubbish. Chart patterns like head and shoulders, I personally think it's a bunch of rubbish because statistically it is so much interpretation in it, and it's not a high statistic probability in terms of 89%. It's like around the above 50%, which is what I've heard in terms of high probability. And for me, that's too low. You're telling me I'm going to be like a CD student and that's good enough for me? No. So enough ranting about why I'm not a manual trader. Because I'm not a manual trader, I'm not very good with picking support, resistance, all that kind of guff. But the Grid Trend Multiplier, despite all that, has a reasonably high win rate, even though I'm an idiot. These 4 trades that you see here, 1 was a loss, the rest was a win. And this is the FX Blue account where I had those 4 trades. They were across 4 different currency pairs, and you can see overall I was profitable in the 4 demo trades. I'm on my MT4 terminal, and I'm going to replay to you exactly how I set it up and how the trade transpired. So first I've got the pound US on the 4-hour chart, and this was way back in March. And because I cannot see trends at all, what I did is I went to indicators and all the way at the bottom, the zigzag indicator, and I plopped that on my chart. Okay, the zigzag indicator is on. This helps me determine of whether it's an uptrend or downtrend. I can basically see that for this time frame, we were in a downtrend here, and then now we're in an uptrend, and I can see there has been 1 pullback. So it started here, went up, and this is the size of the pullback here, which is about 196 pips. So let's say 200 pips in terms of a pullback size. Next, I'm going to grab the Grid Trend Multiplier and drag it onto my charts. I'm going to change to the planning tool because we don't want it trading at all. Target profit, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to take a $500 profit and a $500 loss. So we're looking at a 1-to-1 ratio between profits and losses. So for a 200 pip pullback, we need to decide how many grids we want in there. I generally like about 5 to 6. I find if you have too many grids, then you have too big of a drawdown, whereas too few, you won't get the multiplier factor. So let's go 200 pips divided by 6. We're looking about a 33 pip grid size. Put that out of the way. All right, so back to our inputs. I'm just going to scroll down and look for buy trades. So we see the buy trading here is enabled. I want to disable sell trades because we're in an uptrend, and sell trade I'm going to set as disabled. And in terms of lot sizing, gap size, we said it was about 33, and lot sizing, let's go 0.0. I'm just going to pull a number out of thin air, 0.04, and that's all. Let's see what that looks like. This is what the grid trend multiply EA will look like in the planning phase. If you don't see this box here, which is the forecast tool, or these two little boxes, then just hit the forecast tool button and this will pop up. So I'm going to hide this box. And I'm going to plan my trades around this pullback here. So I'll drag this one up to the top. What we're looking to do is make this open trades about 500. So I'm going to drag this little box at the top and drag this little box at the bottom. So what we've got here is $384. I can see there are about 5 open trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's good enough. But the problem is our lot sizing is too small because our loss is $384. So I'm going to go back into the inputs and increase the lot size to 0.05. 480. That is perfect. So that's all I wanted to do. I can see that I'm holding a $480 loss, which is just below my $500 loss that I wanted to do. And that's all. To activate trading, you go back into here, and instead of planning mode, you go to grid trading and planning mode and you hit OK. If we take a look at the screenshot of my actual trades, you can see the little handles. I've dragged it to the top and the bottom of the pullback size that I wanted, and you can see my calculated loss was about $434, and that is the planning screenshot. This is the screenshot of the after, where I saw that the profit target was reached of $500. And if we go back to my MT4 terminal, I'm just going to hide the forecast tool and scroll to the right. You can see all the trades that were taken. Each and every single trade was a grid. So the first trade entered here and it took profits here of about $25. The second trade was entered here and took profit at about $24. So every time a grid is hit, small profits are made, and overall this entire move here resulted in $500 of profit. The second trade I took was on the Aussie US on the HL4 time frame back in April this year. Let's first put the zigzag indicator on again so we can see the trend a little bit better. So it looks like we were in a downtrend, but potentially it could be going in an uptrend. And what I did at the time was I drew a bunch of channel lines, which I'm not great at drawing, but from what I can see, it looks like a potential upwards channel. And the size of the pullback is about this big from here to here, so about 134 pips. So I am anticipating an uptrend. Let's bring in the grid trend multiplier again. Drag that onto my chart. Switch to the planning tool because we don't want to be taking any trades. Again, I'm happy with a $500 take profit and a $500 loss. I want to buy trades only, so I'm going to leave the buy as enabled, and I'm going to disable the sell trades. Oops, and I forgot to do, instead of automatic, I'm going to do manual sell settings. 134 pips. Bring in my calculator. So 134 pips divided about 6, so about 22 pips for each grid. And in terms of buy lots, let's go 0.06. I'm just making these numbers up, but we'll see what they look like on the chart. I've dragged the handles to the top and bottom of the range, and I can see that there's about 7 open trades, which is a little bit more than what I want. So let's change the grid from 22 to about 25. And what I've done as well is updated the sell, because I find sometimes the forecast tool doesn't update unless you update both the buy and sell settings. And press OK. All right, that's looking much better. I can see about 5-6 open trades. Our holding loss is about $431, which is a bit low. I want to get it closer to about 500. So I'll increase the lot size to 0.08. Now we've done too much, 575. So just play around with these until you get numbers that you're comfortable with. 503. That's much better. So I'm happy with these settings. We're looking at about a $500 loss if we went straight from here to here. And to start trading, I'm going to go to grid and planning mode. I'm happy with my settings. $500. I've got buy trades only, 0.07 lots with a 25 gap grid, and we are not taking sell trades. This is the screenshot I took just before I started trading the grid trend multiplier. You can see the two very bad trend lines that I drew in potentially an uptrend. And this is the screenshot afterwards. This trade actually resulted in a loss of $500. If we switch back to my MT4 terminal, you can see all the trades that took place. And overall, even though there were some profits here, there was an overall loss of about $500. The next trade I took was on the US 30 4-hour time frame, and you can see this is the screenshot before I started trading. We were in a downtrend, and now looks like we were going up in an uptrend, and I've already calculated my gaps and lot sizing for about a $483 holding loss from about here to here. I won't go through the process on how I came up with the zigzag and how I dragged the little handles from the top to bottom, because I've done that twice and the process is exactly the same. For this trade, I decided to close it manually at a profit of $278 instead of the $500 because I checked it, and you can see I started trading here, and even though we were making profits, I could see that we were making lower lows, so I closed it out. And even though you can see that my closure for taking buy trades is below where I started off, I still made $278, which is why I really like the grid trend multiplier. Even when you're wrong, you can still make profits. And lastly, the final trade I took back in April was of gold, again on the 4-hour time frame. We can see we are in a general uptrend. It is going a little bit sideways, but in an uptrend nonetheless. And my pullback size was about from here to here, of about $511. And the final result was another $500 win. So 3 out of the 4 trades on the GTM were profitable. The grid trend multiplier is not the kind of expert advisor that you can just watch a video and start making money straight away. You do definitely need to test it out for yourself, because it is based on your own ability to detect a trend and calculate the size of the pullback. This EA requires a bit more effort than the other expert advisors that I have on my channel, which is why I haven't made that many videos, and which is why you can only see I've traded 4 times using the past few months. I do find that the longer time frames I am more profitable, because it gives the EA opportunities to go up and down, hitting each grid levels more. If you have it on like a 5-minute time frame, it might not be able to hit profits as much because you don't have that multiplier factor. So definitely try it out, see what time frame works better for you. The 1 hour, 30-minute, the 4-hour time frame, they all seem to be working well. The problem with this expert advisor is that it is very discretionary and requires a lot of effort in terms of chart analysis, picking the right time frames and the right pullback size. I've only shown you 4 trades in this video because that's the only trades I've done in the past few months, but I have done more trades a couple of years ago where I used it to pass the FGMO free trial, which I will post a link to that in the description below if you wanted to see more examples. About 20 trades I did in that video. I'm off to see if I can figure out a way where I can use the grid trend multiplier in a much more mechanical, systematic way, and not looking at charts and relying on my best judgment on how to trade them. Thanks for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.